You are welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can add or select more color palettes, or you can use more color palettes, okay, in your Coreldraw interface. Now look at your right hand side where you have the color palettes, okay. This is your default color palette, which is always the CMYK palette. Once you install this application, you always see a white background or a white theme, okay, around your border. You always see white. For you to customize this, I've showed us how to do that in my previous videos, like my beginners class. You can go and find out how you can customize your workspace or environment, okay. So for other tutorials here, you've noticed very well, I used to work with multiple color palettes. If you've been following very well carefully, you discover that my environment is always different from even some of the ones you have over there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can add multiple or select multiple color palettes in this interface. Now we have the CMYK color palette, which is mostly for printing, as we all know, and the RGB is mostly for our screen viewer, online designs and the rest. Okay, so if we come across the RGB color palette for printing, that does not mean if you print it, it will not come out well. It's depending on the machine you are using. There are digital machines that print RGB colors very well, very perfect, okay, perfectly well, just like the CMYK color palette. Like I said, it's based on the machine you're using. And there are some machines that cannot print RGB colors very well because by default they were not made to print RGB colors. So always know the machine you are using for your production or for your final print, so you won't get into trouble. So let's go into the tutorial. Now for you to add more colors or color palette to your workspace, right click anywhere on this your blank space, this your workspace, right click anywhere. There are different ways to achieve this. If you are using a lower version, follow carefully. Right click or right click. Have you seen where you have this full screen preview, which is F9 shortcut key? The next thing that you see, view. Hold your mouse pointer to that, just place it on that view. Another box will come out. Have you seen what you have there is two boxes? You see color palette. Now for lower versions, once you click on color palette, it will just take you to what your colors, to show you all the list of colors you have. Now for this higher version, which is 2024 Coreldraw that I'm using now for this tutorial, okay, you just place your mouse pointer where you have this color palette, move down to where you have palettes, click on palettes. Have you clicked on it? Now as you click on that palette, you discover that it will show you list of other color palettes here, and there are sub color palettes under these color palettes. That is to say, these color palettes you are seeing here, they are not all. There are other ones hidden under them, like this RGB palette. Have you seen? If I tick this box now, you are going to see your RGB color palette to come out. Let me tick this box. Look at where you have RGB palette. Click on it. I've ticked the box. Have you noticed that now I have two color palettes here? And if you look at, they have the same colors, but one is more vibrant than the other one. The vibrant one is the RGB color palette, while the dull blue here, this one here, is what your default CMYK color palette. Okay. Now looking at other color palettes, if you look at this one, we have process. For lower versions, you will not have maybe most of these color palettes here, but for higher versions you have most of these color palettes I'm showing. Okay, it's the same process. So now look at this one that is called process or spot. If you click on this arrow facing right, that means there are other sub color palettes. So click on this arrow facing right, you discover that there are what different color palettes there. Now look at this one that have lab colors, SVG colors, and true match colors. If I tick any of this one, okay, another color palette will come out. Look at it here. When I tick it, have you seen? Look at your right here, another color palette has come out. Have you seen? Let me also tick another one, uniform colors. You see there are other colors coming out. Okay, fine. Now if I'm done selecting the colors I want, because whatever color whatever box you tick here, that color palette will show in your interface, and those color palettes will remain there until you reset your interface or you hide those colors. Okay, now if you see this one that has drop down arrow again, there are other sub colors there. If I click on this CMYK coated, you see that there are other color palettes coming out. Okay, so let me close this and let's work with the ones we've added. Now look at this one. You've seen that we have multiple color palettes here, and we have your CMYK and RGB. Very important. You have to always take note of those two color palettes. Very, very important. Have you seen? Very important. So now if I want to rearrange this interface now with this color palette, if I want to rearrange it, I'm going to show you that one. if I want to hide any color here, have you seen this top here where you have these arrows facing right? Let's assume I want to hide this last color here, color palette or any of it. Look at where you have this right arrow, where you have uniform colors. This is the name depending on what you choose. So if you have these arrows here facing right, click on it, move to where you have palette. Have you seen palette? You see close. That is if you want to close any of those palettes, maybe you mistakenly added it, you can just right click like I said. Look at, move to where you have this arrow on the color palette you want, come down to where you have palette. That is if you're using higher version like 2024 or like this one, okay, click on what? Close. You discover that one color palette has been hidden. Now if I want to move to separate this my CMYK from my other palette, CMYK color palette and RGB from other palette, what I'll do is, if I want to move it, look at this place here on top of this color palette you want to move, it will change to 4 arrows, 4 arrows pointing. Have you seen, like cross with arrows? Okay, now click and hold, take it up to where you have your property bar. Have you seen how it will show? It will show like this. Leave it, take it up, leave it. Have you seen? It has gone up. Now go back again to where you have your RGB color palette. Click, look at, place your mouse pointer on top of that color palette. It will change to these 4 arrows. Click and hold, drag it to where you want it to be. If you want it to be on top of this color palette here, the CMYK on top, just take it up small and leave it. Have you seen? So I've been able now to arrange my color palette. So if you look at this one here on top here, okay, where I have my property bar, the first one here down here is what my CMYK color palette. You always know from this blue, the colors, you know, are not that the same. One is vibrant, one is dull. The vibrant one is the RGB color palette, while the dull colors are what? The CMYK color palette. Now the one on top is my RGB, like I've said. Okay, so I have been able to arrange this my interface, okay, separating the RGB and CMYK color palette from other color palettes. You can go ahead and add more and more and more. So always come back for more valuable tutorials like this. And if you have any question, ask in the comment section. I'm always there to reply you. Thank you.